Hello there, Singapore. So great to be with you. I am so excited to be able to talk with you today, but I wish I could be with you. Singapore is one of the most amazing cities in the world. I've never been there. I want to come one day, but you're so far away. But one day we'll be together. For now, though, let's talk about these most amazing products that make up our foundational wellness system: VMG, EOMega, and PBR. You're all familiar now with VMG, and I can't wait for you to try it. VMG, vitamins, minerals, and greens. It contains digestive enzymes and probiotics, making our digestion much more smooth and complete. One of the most important things about VMG is it contains methylated B vitamins. This helps people tremendously. A large section of our population, 20 to 30% of our population, contains the gene mutation MHTFR and another set of mutations like it that leads to poor absorption and utilization of our B vitamins. VMG premethylates our B vitamins, making them so much more bioavailable and useful to a group of people, a large group of people in the population who can't use them. VMG is wonderful in that way. Another really big important part about VMG is its technology. Liposomal technology is used in VMG. We use liposomes to increase absorption and bioavailability, as well as bioretention, which I'll get into a little bit later. But for now, know that bioavailability depends on the amount of that vitamin that we can get from your stomach and into your blood. Liposomes help with that. These are fat bilayers that surround and encapsulate and increase absorption of the vitamins in VMG. This clinical trial data that I'm showing you here was obtained at launch of VMG in the United States. And what it shows is that in human beings, we see dramatic increases in bioavailability and bioretention. Now, don't be scared by those words. All those words mean are that more of the vitamin that you ingest makes it into your bloodstream. That's bioavailability. Bioretention is how long that vitamin stays in your bloodstream. And what you can see on these graphs for minerals, fat-soluble vitamins, and water-soluble vitamins is that the peak is very increased compared to non-liposomal, lower technology vitamins. So that peak goes way higher, and the time that that vitamin is at that height is much longer using VMG technology than old, busted, tired vitamin technology that most vitamins are using on the market today. VMG is the most bioavailable vitamin on the market. It is the most technologically advanced vitamin on the market. Don't use great-grandma's vitamins. Use vitamins that take advantage of today's technology, like VMG. The other thing we need to know about this bioavailability increase is that on average, it is increased 540% or 5.4-fold. What that means is that when you compare the amount of vitamin that makes it from your stomach and into your bloodstream, 5.4-fold or 540% more vitamin in VMG gets into your bloodstream than old technology vitamins. That is a very important point that I need everyone to understand. In the same clinical trial where we looked at bioavailability and bioretention, we also looked at other clinical endpoints, inflammation being one of them. CRP stands for C-reactive protein, and it's a protein made in response to inflammation anywhere in the body. So if you worked out yesterday, that muscle soreness that you feel is from inflammation. And that inflammation decreases when you use VMG by 43.5%, making you recover quicker and feel better. Another thing that we saw in the clinical trial with VMG was that our pheno-age, which is a measure of the genes involved in how we look and feel younger, these genes decreased by 2 years, making you look and feel 2 years younger when taking VMG. These studies were done using epigenetic markers and these very substantiated gene sets that look at how we feel and look younger. And any one of us can take advantage of that VMG effect by feeling better just by getting those vitamins, minerals, and greens inside our bodies. Now let's pivot from VMG to talk briefly about EOMega. EOMega Plus is the best fish oil on the market, end of discussion, and I'm going to show you why. In a clinical trial that we used with EOMega Plus, we found that every single participant dramatically increased their levels of EPA and DHA in their blood after taking EOMega Plus. Every single person. This is important because in the United States, the FDA has allowed fish oil supplements that have enough EPA and DHA in them and in the right ratios to make what are called qualified health claims that allow you in the United States to say that this will decrease your risk of cardiovascular disease due to taking fish oil. That is a dramatic thing that the FDA has allowed companies that have high quality fish oils to do based on the wealth of data that exists in the literature. I want to show you some of our data though. But before I do, let's talk briefly about the state of the fish oil market in the world today. Over 82% of the fish oils that are sold do not meet their own EPA and DHA claims. But we shouldn't be surprised by that. We know the history of the supplement market as it relates to quality and reproducibility. doTERRA has been leading the way for years with the highest quality supplements on the market. And EOMega Plus is just another way that we are doing that yet again. We do that with EOMega Plus with limonene in the form of wild orange oil being added in a therapeutic, clinically relevant dose. And when we did that in the clinical trial, we did that because limonene has been shown to be cardioprotective in many, many, many different studies. So we combined the cardioprotective benefits of limonene with pure 100% natural wild orange oil with the cardioprotective benefits of EPA and DHA in fish oil. And what did we find? We find that we decreased resting heart rate by 4 beats a minute in just 6 weeks. That means that your heart has to work so much less over the course of a day than somebody else. Thousands upon thousands of beats, over 5,760 beats per day, your heart doesn't have to make because it's working more efficiently, pushing blood around better in your body due to the cardioprotective benefits of wild orange oil plus fish oil. What else did we see? We saw that we decreased diastolic blood pressure by 6 points on average in 6 weeks. Think about that for a second. The pressure wall that your heart pushes against is that diastolic number. And when that diastolic number is lower, your heart has to beat less hard and less frequently. So in 2 different ways did we see in this clinical relevant study statistically significant changes. But there's something I need you to understand. And that is that we compared EOMega Plus wild orange oil to just fish oil. And although they both dropped in resting heart rate, EOMega Plus with wild orange oil dropped statistically significantly over that 6-week period. Better than just the fish oil alone. We saw the same thing with the diastolic blood pressure. Regular fish oil dropped your diastolic blood pressure, but EOMega Plus dropped it statistically significantly better than fish oil alone. The addition of wild orange oil made all the difference in the world. That is why our supplements are powered by essential oils, powered by wild orange oil, powered by limonene. What did that lead to in our people who were taking these supplements? Less discomfort, more mobility, and better sleep were experienced by our study participants. That makes sense because they were actually feeling better because they had less inflammation, as I showed you before, leading to better sleep, better activity. They were able to be more mobile, and they were in better health. That is what foundational wellness does for you. The third member of the group is our PB Restore. It's been on an evolution, as you know, from PB Assist to PB Assist Plus to, in 2023 in the United States, PB Restore. And PB Restore is the best microbiome product on the market today. And I'll show you why. 70% of your immune system is in your gut. Most people don't know that, but it makes sense because that's where we encounter the outside world. Our skin is a barrier, our mucosal membranes are a barrier, but we put things into our mouth all the time. They're just covered in all sorts of different organisms. And our gut has to handle all of that. And that's why our immune system is primarily in our gut, keeping us healthy, keeping the invaders out. You need a healthy gut to have a healthy immune system. Your microbiome functions like an invisible organ all throughout your body. We have organisms all over our body, inside of us and on the outside of us, on our mucous membranes, everywhere, in our lungs, everywhere, that protect us from the outside world. Imbalance in our microbiome can lead to significant issues in our health. The other thing that you have to remember is that as we age, our microbiome diversity, or the health of our microbiome, decreases. We need to combat that. Another huge problem with our microbiomes is our food industry. 75% of the world's food comes from only 12 plants and 5 animals. That lack of diversity leads to a staggering injury to our microbiome and a diversity problem. Big diversity in our diet leads to big diversity in our microbiome. Big diversity in our microbiome leads to health. The problem with our diet is it limits that diversity down so small that our microbiome is out of balance, leading to improper immune system, improper gut function, improper function all over our body. A healthy microbiome is a foundational part of your health and wellness routine. Diversity of diet leads to health. Please try and remember that. It's not chicken nuggets, folks. It's not white rice. It's whole foods and avoiding unprocessed foods and supporting our diet with a premium microbiome supplement like PB Restore. Within PB Restore are 30 bioactive components and 18 billion active live cell CFUs. This is industry leading. Also, within PB Restore are probiotics, prebiotics, and postbiotics, the 3 Ps, as we call them. These 3 Ps are unique in PB Restore to any microbiome product on the market. The more you understand the components of PB Restore, the better off you'll be at helping others to understand and change their health trajectories. So, prebiotics in PB Restore are contained in the fibers. Postbiotics are in all the strains, and we have 4 phages that are actually little viruses that go in and kill off bad bacteria in your microbiome, optimizing your microbiome. 24 probiotic strains from 22 species are contained in PB Restore. That type of diversity is unheard of in the microbiome industry. Microbiome, a healthy microbiome, leads to better metabolic health, better cardiovascular health, oral health, skin health, reproductive health, and hormonal health. It truly is that invisible organ that affects all parts of our body that is mostly ignored by the developed world. We can lead the way in helping people to understand how important probiotics are and PB Restore is to our overall health and wellness and to our microbiome. So how do we replenish and restore your microbiome? Well, with PB Restore, as I've said. Please understand that as you use these 3 products together, VMG, EOMega Plus, and PB Restore, you are going to find that the foundation of your health and wellness that you stand on is stronger and able to handle the challenges that come at it every day. They each do different things. VMG supporting those holes in our developed world diet that are so present, where we don't get enough high-quality vitamins and minerals and greens in our diet. EOMega plus limonene from wild orange oil, supporting our cardiovascular health and our overall health and wellness. And PB Restore, supporting that invisible organ that changes so many and affects so many of our body's systems as long as we take care of it. I hope that you've enjoyed our time together talking about these 3 most important foundational supplements in Wellness Made Simple that we are so excited about at doTERRA. We look forward to seeing what you do with these in Singapore. You're going to be amazing. Thank you.